Hi everyone, this is IFBB Pro Teresa Ivancic coming at you with Whatever It Takes, Episode 3. These episodes are presented by Iron Mag Labs and Muscle Gels. Today I think we're going to go over picking your first NPC show and everything that you need to know in order to make that happen. Everybody kind of gets sparked by, I want to compete, but I don't know where to start. So let's start off with basically like how you go about picking your first NPC show. So what happens is when you get into the NPC, you have the main president, Jim Mannion, and each area has its own chairman. Like for our East Coast is Gary Udit. So between that, you would actually you could go to npcnewsonline.com, or since I know that I'm mid-Atlantic area with Gary Udit, I'm going to go to garyudit.com. The head chairman normally posts your local smaller shows that kind of get you started, and the NPC News Online kind of intermixes everything kind of together as a list of schedule. So in order to find the one that's closest to you, find out who your chairman is, and look on their website, and then you'll make that decision through there. I always tell everybody that when you first start, you have, in order to understand this better, you have different ranks. So you're going to start off as an amateur, and you're going to look for your nationally qualified shows. Then you're going to then once you do that, you would be in a national rank, and you're going to look for your pro qualifier shows. And then once you do that and you become an IFBB Pro, you have your own list of schedules in order to get you to the Olympia, which how I like to kind of think of that is our Super Bowl, basically. In order to do that, when you go to start and you pick your first show, I always tell everybody, once you find that chairman, once you get onto their websites, once you look for your first NPC show, look for your local natural shows. And those are good starting points for anybody that's first getting ready to compete. They're smaller, there's just, every show that you do is very, very organized, and you can better understand everything that way. The main things that you'll need to know about competing in your first show is you're going to need to get an NPC card. This allows you to go into this federation, and you can get those on NPC News Online and Gary Udit as well, and other websites will have them too, depending on who the promoters are and things like that, but they all go right to the NPC. So you'll get your NPC card. You'll normally get a printout on the internet, and you can either fill that out or it kind of goes into their roster. Then once you find out what show you want to do, you need to fill out an entry form. Most entry forms do have deadlines to get into the shows. Other times there will be walk-ins accepted depending on how many people actually entered for that competition. So you need to enter your competition. So in order to do this, you need to make a decision of what division you're doing. You've got different options. Your male, you can go bodybuilding, and then it breaks down into your classes, by your weight. You could do classic physique, you could do men's physique. For the women, you could do the bikini, you could do figure, you could do physique, women's bodybuilding, and there's also fitness. And some of these are like bodybuilding is based upon your weight, physique, your figure, all by height. So make a decision on which category you think you're going to best fit into, and mark that down on your entry fee. Then you also have to keep in mind, which the episode 2, which we talked about, you'll need to book your tanning. So find out who that local tanning company is that works with that particular show, and make sure that you get an appointment to do your tan. You also have to keep in fact, if you're traveling or if it is local, you may or may not need a hotel. So make sure that you do have a hotel booked for that show. Keep in mind, when booking for that hotel, their check-ins will be normally the day before the show. So you have to be there early. This isn't just show up on Saturday. So that Friday night, typically before the Saturday, you'll do your mandatory check-ins. You'll receive your number, your entry packets, any gift bags, t-shirts, or anything that night, and your schedule of events. So with doing that, make sure that you have your hotel booked enough for both of those days. You also will need a suit. A lot of these are available on these websites as well, NPC News Online, Gary Udit, things like that. The girls, there are so many options of phenomenal suits. Our local one here is BB Suits by Becca. You could get those from her, and pretty much that's pretty much the rundown on the whole picking a show. It's an option for you is if you do want a coach. If you do a coach, I recommend it just because it is your first time going through, and they'll be able to coach you through the whole process and kind of break this down for you as well and make sure everything's in order. When you get ready for a competition, I suggest if it's your first time, I wouldn't go any less than 16 weeks. I've had girls that I start at 22 weeks just because we don't know the body. It depends, have you competed before? Have you not competed before? How many years have you actually trained in the gym prior to this? How much muscle tissue do you have? Where is your foundation? Because I've seen it time and time again of people that I get ready for shows, you know, they think that they have this good structure, and then by the time that you diet them down, they are like, where'd everything go? Well, moral of the story is we didn't have a foundation to begin with. So make sure you give yourself enough time to train on and off season in order to bring your best package to the stage. So basically, like that's all taken care of there. Let's go into like, okay, we go to check-in. So that Friday night, they're normally like in the evening, summer afternoon, depending on how big the shows are. You're gonna go in, there'll be a line, you'll grab your numbers, you'll get your height or your weight, and then you're kind of set off. You go and get your first coat of tan. Then you kind of go back to the room, you'll chill, kind of hang out a little bit, and then Saturday morning is kind of when it all happens. You'll start off extremely early in the morning. You're getting your top coat for your tan, making sure you're fueled up, girls' hair and makeup, and make sure that, for my people, I always get a checklist together of everything that I'm going to need to make sure it's in my suitcase so I don't forget anything. I always bring a roll-on suitcase because I don't like to carry anything on my shoulder because of the tan. So you'll basically go into that morning, you'll go down and you're going to start pre-judge. So for pre-judging, this is basically where most of the judging occurs. So you're normally going to go out, everybody has a routine and everybody has a mandatory pose. If you have a full routine that includes the song, you're not going to do that until the night show. For the morning pre-judge, what happens is like you'll do your mandatories and then sometimes you'll do a 45-second routine just to house music. So it isn't your full routine. I basically suggest hitting your mandatories and kind of be done with that. And then you're gonna, after the pre-judge is over, depending on what coach wants to do or how you feel or how you look, to either fuel up or you'll relax or you'll keep your feet up, and then you're gonna come back for the night show. And then the night show is the fun part. All the jitters are out, you're ready to just have a ball, enjoy the moment. And I always tell everybody, especially for a first time, do the show. Like, don't really care about where you place. Yes, you want your absolute best. Yes, you want to win. But the whole thing of competing is basically about the experience. So you want to have a lot of fun doing it. To me and to my people, I tell them the trophy is a bonus. Did you accomplish what you wanted to do? Did you beat that person that you did the last time? Or did you overcome something that you've wanted to do? So I always tell them, trophy is a bonus. Get up there, feel what it feels like, because I can't tell you what that feels like. That's something that you need to experience for yourself. So anybody out there that's looking to compete, I always tell everybody, try it once. Put it on your bucket list, try it once. Odds are you'll get addicted. It's just, it keeps you in track, it keeps your goals in line. Food, healthy, there's nothing negative about this industry at all. It's all upbeat and positive. You'll have an awesome time doing it. And the main thing is just basically like just learn everything that you possibly can. Each show gets better. Once you keep improving, your body and the package you bring to stage should always end up changing. And you just have fun, because honestly, I started this in 2006, dabbling with the weights and everything, and competed in 2007. And I'm here today, finally as an IFBB pro, and it's now 2018, and I don't think I'm going to quit anytime soon. So it's in your blood, you enjoy it, you love it, you feel good, energy is extremely high, and you I can't tell you what it feels like. So please give it a try, check them out, npcnewsonline.com, find your local chairman. Again, these episodes are presented by Iron Mag Labs and Muscle Gels, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. And I look forward to speaking with you again in episode 4.